Hey everybody, Two Pump Chump coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome to our Week 6 review preview show. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the ball games back east and getting ready for the Yankees-Orioles game. As always, we're going to take a look back at last weekend's games and also look ahead to this weekend's matchups. So let's get started. We're going to start off last week where in the NFC the Packer-Backers defeated the Boats and Hose 183-95. Starsky pistol whip touch pretty damn good last week. Big days from Ryan, Foster, Colson, and Marshall led the way for the Packer-Backers. In our next matchup, we had the Kingpin Skinny Pimps defeating the Meltdown, 150-112. Luck, Matthews, and Gonzalez led the way for the resurgent Kingpin Skinny Pimps. And in our final matchup of the week in the NFC last week, we had the Afro Man defeating the Man Bear Pig, 141-60. That's right, Man Bear Pig, 60, 6-0. Small days from Gronk, MJD, Torrey Smith, and Jordy Nelson led the way for Man Bear Pig, and a huge day from Breeze and Bradshaw led the way for Afro Man. That's 4 points per man through your whole lineup, Man Bear Pig. Not very good. Okay, switching over to the AFC last week, we had the Indians defeating the once undefeated Raider Nation 167-110. Huge day by Reggie Wayne, and a balanced attack from Brady, Ridley, and Julio Jones led the way for the Indians. In our next matchup, we had the Gang Green defeating the Two Pump Chump 130-112. Big days from Manning Thomas, and the Bears defense led the way for the Gang Green. And in our final matchup of the week last week, we had the Tombstalkers beating the Powder Puff 113-76. Big days from Rivers and Welker led the way for the Tombstalkers. Half of the Powder Puff squad, 5 players in all, 16 points in total. Not very good. Okay, everyone, we're going to get to our power rankings this week. After 5 weeks, as ranked by CBS Sports, our power rankings. At number 6 coming into the power rankings this week, first time dropping into the number 6 spot. First time in 1,567 weeks, we had the Kingpin Skinny Pimps at 3-2. Number 5 in the power rankings, we had the Gang Green at 3-1-1. The Meltdown at number 4 with a 2-2-1 in record. And then we have the Engines at number 3 with a 2-2-1 record. Number 2 in our power rankings, the once defeated Raider Nation, 4-1. And topping our power rankings this week after 5 weeks, we have the Packer-Backers at 4-1. Okay, in our Spotlight segment this week, we're actually spotlighting the Packer-Backers. A lot of people don't know that the Packer-Backers started in this league back in 1997. Dropped out due to time restraints for some reason. He actually, coincidentally, lived in an apartment back then, single. Sat in a cube farm all day checking out FICO scores, but for some reason he didn't have the time to play fantasy football. But he came back in 08, won the championship. 09, won the championship. 10, didn't do so hot. 11, made another appearance in the championship game, but fell to yours truly. But 3 out of 4 years, he made our fantasy bowl. Pretty impressive. He sits atop our power rankings for the second week in a row with a 4-1 record. He's the highest scorer this year with 730 points. Pretty impressive. I contacted the humble Packer-Backers this week for a statement on how great his team's doing. And he said, as quote, "If I knew how easy this fantasy football shit was, I would have never quit," unquote. Okay, moving on to Meltdown, I mean. The Chris Johnson saga. This has been going on for 5 weeks now. Kind of went on before the season started, but this is just a continuance of it through the season. The biggest defense the Meltdown had all year, pretty much week after week, you'd ask him, hey, what do you think about that Chris Johnson? Is, well, who did you want me to pick? I don't know who else to pick. There's no one else to pick besides this guy. He's the only running back I could pick. So pretty much that's why he picked Chris Johnson. But I did a little research, so I found a few running backs that he could have picked at number 9 with his first pick, but he chose not to. So I'm going to go over a couple of these guys for everyone just to show Meltdown that there were a couple guys out there. Okay, starting we have Charles, Ridley, Bush, Morris, Spiller, Lynch, Gore, Sproles, Peterson, MJD, Michael Turner, Bradshaw, Murray, McFadden, Forte, Benson, Brown, who happened to only play 1 game, still outdoing CJ, Battle, Green Ellis, Thomas, Matthews, Michael Bush, and Doug Martin. So Meltdown, there's a couple backs you could have taken, but you chose not to, so you're stuck with a guy who got you 1 point last week. That's right, just 1 point. So good luck with that the rest of the year. Okay, now moving on to our matchups coming up this week. We have the Packer-Backers facing the Two Pump Chump. Packer-Backers are missing a couple guys. Doesn't even matter. The Packer-Backers got a great team no matter who's playing. We have the Raider Nation facing the Pimps. The Engines facing the Boats and Hose. The Meltdown facing the Puff. Gang Green facing the Man Bear Pig. And the Afro Man facing the Tombstalkers. I want to thank everybody for joining me this week, and I hope to see you guys next. I'm out.